Hello and welcome back to the Gaming 5. So, Lara Croft is voiced by Camilla Luddington, and so I followed her on Twitter, you know, because Asian dudes are creepy. But I ended up being so impressed by her voice work that I tweeted at her that I was impressed by her voice work and implied she get a movie role as Lara Croft. Someone else tweets at her that they completed the game, and she retweets with a comment like, "Wow, already?" And I was like, Rise of the Tomb Raider is Lara Croft's latest outing, and while bust size has been reduced yet again, and Gluteus Maximus has received the awesomeness of jiggle physics, does Lara Croft's humble beginnings turn her into the ultimate explorer? I mean, she already grabs chickens better than Link. It's a blend of action-adventure, platforming, and puzzle solving, and here's what I'm going to say now. All of it works, and it works well. While actual climbing movement is sped up to expedite the act of platforming, causing Lara's animations to look inconsequentially jerky and out of place within the immersion of realism, everything behaves in a way that never prevents or encumbers you. Going stealth is just as satisfying as delivering an arrow to the face. Point-blank shotgun blasts are just as satisfying as platforming. In fact, puzzle solving is just the right amount of challenge that I ended up completing every optional tomb on my first playthrough. All puzzle solving is balanced between not being too easy and not being too hard. Lara's water temple is easier than Link's, basically. You have to think, but not to the point of frustration, and this leads to a surprisingly comfortable pace. But it doesn't stop there. Somehow, someway, Crystal Dynamics has also littered its world with things to do on the side, a la open world style. However, rather than feel useless, these side quests continue to bolster Lara's capabilities, and instead I found myself awestruck by what is, quite literally, the perfect blend between linear and open-world gameplay styles. It dumps you in areas filled with things to do and collectibles to find, but keeps you moving along by not bogging you down with a sundry list requirement. And since we're starting to talk about the next section, generally, linear games are approached by those looking for major bang for their buck with a sort of wariness. Many open-world games are particularly known for satisfying this itch to have lots to do and all the time in the world to do it. And this game delivers because of its perfect blend. While it won't provide hundreds of hours of side content, it meets its price tag in open-worldly things to do. But this doesn't limit the story progression, and I can tell you now the story isn't that short, and even a linear, story-focused person will find themselves not left wanting. Well, other than wanting to explore Lara's next great outing. But until then, you can even go back and replay chapters in a specific challenge mode. So far, it plays great and it keeps you occupied, so there's just one facet left to discuss. There is one problem in this area, and it's fairly common and expected for one simple reason. This game looks beautiful. No matter how dark, no matter what time of the day, the game shines, sometimes literally. It is a world that is packed with detail inch to inch, and even the simplest looking locales find themselves bathed in fantastic shader work and lighting effects. This comes at a cost. The frame rate dips regularly, though fortunately only major shootouts receive any gameplay consequence. It even occurs during cinematics, where close-ups of Lara strain the engine rendering her hair physics. And yet, we're right back to another thing worth praising, the story. It's not so much that the story is complex, but that it's delivered on all fronts with excellent cinematic presentation. Remember I said I was very impressed by Lara's voice acting? Add to that her also impressive facial animations, and this is a cinematic experience I don't want to spoil. To sum it up, it's a roller coaster ride that takes you from the beauty of nature, to the raw action of a Michael Bay movie, to the most organic dialogue I've experienced in gaming thanks to Lara's absolutely superb voice actress.
Please, listen, I am not your enemy.
If you don't know me, then you probably didn't know that Uncharted 2 is one of my top games of all time, right up there next to Super Mario Galaxy. Uncharted 3 took the path of becoming a story-driven shooter, leaving out a lot of what made Uncharted 2 one of my top games, the sense of adventure. Lara Croft's latest outing is, quite simply, the Uncharted I always wanted. And while Uncharted 4 will surely be better received by critics in name alone, Lara Croft's latest has big action set pieces, Hollywood-grade cinematic presentation, a beautiful world worth exploring that's filled with things to do, and most importantly, that genuine sense of adventure. It's nicked a tiny bit by visually jarring animations and all too common frame rate dips that keep it from perfection, but this is my new favorite action-adventure game even if it's fated to be a sleeper hit. I give Rise of the Tomb Raider a 9.5 out of 10. That's it for today. Subscribe for more gaming content delivered directly to your retinas. I'll see you next time on the Gaming 5.